Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to introduce to you Tommy Lund from Norway. He is one of the best known detailers in the world, and thankfully he approached us once to develop for him a special and quite unique wax formulation. I know a little bit about waxes, not really much, but this guy knows a lot about detailing, believe me. So we learned a lot from him. He had some very specific demands, what he likes and what he doesn't. And in the end, we got a product called Utopia, which is a truly great product. We are so proud that we are allowed to produce it for him and for all the customers who would like to go with it. Preparation is key.
Yeah.
So naturally, before you apply the final coat of wax, you need to prepare the paintwork, you need to polish the paintwork, you have to get it right.
Yeah.
If you have a scratched paintwork and you apply your fantastic wax,
in
the end you will have shiny scratches, but you still have the scratches.
Yeah.
So naturally, preparation is key.
Yeah.
I would say, you can use Swissvax polishes, thank you very much, but naturally you can use other polishes as well, which are very good too.
With the Swissvax waxes, we recommend that they use the Swissvax cleaner fluid, because they have the pre-wax oil made to get the wax to stick better to the paint and bond to the paint and have a longer durability. And we're gonna do a little demonstration with a couple of the Rupes machines and some Swissvax polishes. We're starting up with this handsome little guy here called Big Foot Mini. That's an oscillating machine with 12mm outcast on the backing plate. It's used for smaller areas on the car, like around lights and vents that we need to get close up on. Here we have a soft Swissvax pad, and we're going to apply some Swissvax cleaner fluid professional regular. That's a mild compound that also has Swissvax pre-wax oil that gives a base for the Swissvax wax, so it has better durability. You don't need to use much compound. Starting off with 4 small dots on this new pad just to prime it, and then we will go on and apply a bit less for the next passes. When we prime the pad, we just put it down, never start the machine before you're got the pad on the paint, put it on the paint. We have a low setting on 1 to 2 on the machine. Start it up. We just keep it in one place for around 8 to 10 seconds. Then we have primed the pad, and then we can apply a bit more. And then we just do 2 small dots, and that's enough for the area that we were gonna polish. And as a rule of thumb, we only polish an area that's 6 times the size of the pad. So in this case, you're looking at the area like this before we apply new polish on it. Then we start again, and we can go up to the highest speed. we can start to see that the polish is getting transparent. That will mean that we have used all the grinding compound in it, and then we wipe it off and go on with the new one. And it's quite easy to wipe off. Then we get a nice and glossy paint job. To get into even smaller parts of the car, Rupes has come up with this awesome tool called the Nano. It's powered by battery, but you can also use it with a cord. But it comes with 2 batteries and a charger in one big bag with polish and pads and everything you need. And actually, this is several machines put together. Here it's set up as a dual action, works like this. We can also change the head on it to get it to be a rotary machine. It comes with different brushes. Brush here, that's a soft horsehair brush that you can use when you're cleaning leather. You have a nylon brush for cleaning wheels. You have pads with applicators that you can use with wet sanding, so it's a really great multi-tool. We're gonna apply some polish here. Same with this one, only a small dot with polish, and then we do put it down, prime it. Then put on a bit more. Then we go again. No pressure at all, about 6 times the size of the pad. Wipe it off. And then to get even deeper into all the creases that we need to get, we can make it as a rotary. Then we have a special tool that we put inside to get off the backing plate. One important thing about this tool is that you never use this tool to tighten up the components when you are putting it together, because then you can damage the gears inside. So you only use the tool when you're gonna take it apart. And here you can see the weighted part with makes the oscillating action with the counterweight on it. And we have this guy here that makes it a rotary. When you use it as a rotary, you also take off this protection cap. This is only for use with counterweights on it, so you don't damage the car or your fingers. Put it back in, like this, and you only finger tight it, because when you start the machine, we also put the backing plate on. When you start the machine, it will rotate the other way, so it will go and tighten itself up. Then we put a bit more polish. And now, as we have it as a rotary, we can use it as a really accurate tool to get close into the tight spaces, like around this Porsche logo here. You have no oscillation, so then you can actually go quite tight into the spaces without damaging. And again, no pressure, just let the machine keep the weight on it. And then we can just buff off the remains of the polish. So all in all, my first impression of this tool when I got it a bit over a year ago, was when I tested it out, I was thinking to myself, how did I ever manage without this tool? Because this has saved me lots of working by hand or taking apart pieces of the car to get to polish the places I want to go to. We're about to make a jar of my Swissvax Utopia. I got one here, but this one is empty, so I need to get some wax in it, and then we're gonna see how that works.
So, Tommy, explain us a bit. What was your objective? You were looking for so long to have your own wax.
Yes, it was great to get the opportunity to make this wax. Also need to say a big thank to Georg and Tommy at Swissvax Norway for making this happen. I had my specifications. I wanted a wax that was I was look for this deep gloss wet look that we already have in the, for example, the Swissvax Concorso. That's a great wax. But one of the main things for me with this one was how it was made with the consistency of the wax.
Yes.
Because I want a wax that it's easy to get from the jar onto the pad without using too much wax and wasting too much wax. So I said that actually I want a wax that's just the same as the Crystal Rock, because that was for many years my favorite wax, and still is one of my favorite. Now I got my own, so I think this is a step up. But I got one sample sent to me first, but that was way too soft. Didn't have the right smell and right color, so we sent it back and got this one, and it was spot on, just like I wanted it. And also found out that you have developed this new PTFE that was clear. And that is bringing more durability to the wax, and that's quite important up in Scandinavia, Norway, where I live, because we have all this road salt.
Yes,
so,
this is a problem in Norway, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if people don't know, your summer season is very short.
Yeah, I usually say that we don't have summer or winter, we just have spring and autumn. So.
Yes, and the problem, of course, is a bit similar to Switzerland, but even worse. You use a lot of road salts,
yeah.
And spike tires are allowed in your country.
Yeah, they are allowed.
And they're very popular. So, of course, the spikes, they dig into the tarmac.
Yeah.
And they really plaster the cars.
Yeah, with this tarmac that's more like melting onto the paint.
So this actually for us, I remember, for us it was so demanding to produce a Canuba wax that is extremely durable and can withstand these road salts on the paintwork. Because what people always forget, 100% Canuba waxes are known for over 200 years. But they have a huge disadvantage. You can just rub them off with your finger.
Yeah.
This is why Canuba waxes were nearly extinct by the 1980s of the last century. The trick was to make the Canuba wax durable and get the same shine as 100% Canuba wax. That's why this wax has not 100% Canuba in it, but it has a very, very high level of over 50%.
Yeah.
And much other stuff to really make it durable.
Yeah.
So why don't you have a try and show us how you apply it?
My personal trick before applying the wax is I always rub my finger over the top to warm it, and then it transfers much easier over to the pad. And the thing is, the wax isn't put as a layer on the car. It's supposed to fill up all the small cracks in the paint. and then you buff it off, and then you get a slick surface that will repel all the grime and dirt that hits the car, and will smooth out all the small scratches that is naturally in every car paint. That gives you that gloss back from the lights hitting the car. We don't dig in the jar. I just tap it. And here you can barely see that I'm transferring something, but that's just enough to get it on the car. I can see here that I get something. If you're not sure if you get something, you can feel it with the top of your finger that you have applied something. And like this, we have applied. Not good to see maybe on the camera, but if you use the light, I normally use a small pen light or something when I'm applying, so I can see where I've been. If not, I can feel the difference between here and here, where there's no wax on. The wax is left on the car for 10 to 15 minutes, no longer than that, before you wipe it off. So that you leave the right amount of wax left in all the pores of the paint to cure there. So
this is actually one of the main differences between the Swissvax standard waxes and your personal wax. Our waxes we take off earlier.
Yeah.
So Utopia needs to cure for much longer.
Yeah.
And it makes a huge and terrific difference, I have to say.
And we used a nice micro fluffy towel from Swissvax, and it's quite easy to buff off. We just simply let it slide over. And there's no resistance at all when you buff it off. So it's easy on, easy off. So just remember, don't put too much on, because then you put too much money in George's pocket, and you have a lot more work getting it off.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
This was very nice to have you spot on.
Fresh from the laboratory. You are hoping to see how this works, how we make it, but sorry, that's top secret. So here it is, ready for sale. Get yours at your local store.